How's it going, David from Comic Book Investments? So Heritage just had their big auction that ended, and I figured let's go through some of their sales and let's see how they are doing compared to, you know, previous sales. See if they're going up, see if they're going down, see if things are just really, really bad right now. Who knows? So let's just go into a few good ones. I apologize if my screen blinks red. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to update my computer. Something's going on with my program. I just spent the last, I don't know, 2 hours trying to figure this thing out, trying to download new programs. Nothing seems to be working. So trying to update my computer, and yeah. So we'll go on through. Let's go through the biggest one. The biggest one right here is we got a Detective 27 and a 6.0. I have it pulled up just because I was making sure things are working. But as you can see here, right here, sold for 1.7 million. This is the one. There I have a catalog. GPA is pretty quick. So if we compare it to other, like, again, this is Detective 27. These don't sell that often. Like, look, we got this 9A for $191. Obviously, that's an Air. That's probably new Detective 27. So 1.7 million. There's nothing really. We got one in the last 12 months. We got one. So this barely ever sells. If we go back around here, we got 2021 and 2022. So a year ago, we got a 4.5 for 1.1. So I say it's doing well. Okay, that's Detective 27, obviously. Next one we got up here is a Batman number 8, or Batman 1 and an 8.0. Let's look at this one. All right, this one sells a little more often. So what does this one sell? I think it's on Heritage right now. So 1.1 million. The last one that sold was 1.2, and it looks like that was around April-ish of 2021. So at the peak. So from the peak, it's not down that much. Not even 10%. It's like fraction of that. So yeah, I would say that's not bad. Like, it seems to be holding strong. That's what I would. That's what I would say. I would say it's holding strong. At its peak, during the big hype of the comic boom, it was 1.2. Now it's 1.1. So let's look at some. Oh, they have a 7.0. Marvel Comics, there's not going to be that many sales of that. Nothing really to compare it to. I need something to compare it to. Same with this one. A 9.6, first Riddler, nothing to compare it to, really. We could try this Detective 20 or 33, but again, there's not going to be much to compare it to. So that doesn't really help us when there's not much to compare it to, but we'll try. All right, so what we got? See, it keeps on blinking red. 6.5. 28,000. Wait, what's that for? Oh, 288,000. Okay, so we got this a year ago, roughly. 192,000 for an 8.0. So to me, this has definitely gone up. But again, this stuff is rare. You have to super, super rare. Look, in the last year, whole year, we had one in an 8.0, and then we had a 0.5 missing centerfold. That was it. So these things are so rare. So it's just like, who wants it? Who's willing to pay? And it's like, if I wanted a Detective 33, well, it comes around once a year. So whatever grade comes around, that's what I'm going to get. So you might pay a lot. Again, these are just too rare to really compare. I mean, I could try this Batman. It's Batman 1 in a 1.8. Again, we're going through this to see what's really going on with the market, things like that. Okay, so this one sold for 144. It looks like we've had a couple 1.8s sell. Okay, so we had, in 2023 we've had multiples. So 144,000, 126,000. So it's gone up since January. 2022, it was 180,000. So it's gone down since then, as you can see the graph. But overall, I knew January was going to be bad. Always like December time, like a holiday time, all that kind of stuff is always really, really bad. So, which is good. Maybe we're stabilizing. Okay, here we go. Fantasy 15. I don't need to pull that up. Let's see. And we got a 7.5. So let's see. So Golden Age, I would say, is doing good. Or at least the Golden Age that I checked out. The Golden Age huge keys. 7.5. Ooh, not good. So 6.5 sold for 96. So obviously it's up from then. And this is obviously 7.5, but really down. Down low. It's back to where it was. And so 2021, it looks, there's only one. How many sales is there? So 2022, we got 300,000, 216, 200,000, basically. So down like a lot from its highs, way up there. Not good. Again, these are just gonna be so rare. We could try this. Why do I keep opening that up? Fantastic 448 and a 9.8. So this is gonna be highest grade. 81,000. Fantasy 4. Let's see. Okay, well, not that many have sold. The last one sold 2 years ago for 108,000. So down 20% from probably its high. I'm guessing that's its high, yeah. Down 20% from its high, so not terrible. Let's look at Hulk 181. Hulk 181. Got a 9.8 right here. All right, 78,000. So as you can see, it peaked at 138,000 right up here. And it's been jumping around that since. Let's see how it is doing for 2023. 2023, it's up overall, up almost like 10 grand from 2023. 2022, it's 2022, much too high. Much too high. Not even close to anything in 2022. 2021, it beats, you know, it's doing well for 2021, but again, not as good as it was in 2022. 63,000 for that one. Sandman, 60,000. Really? Isn't this the first Todd McFarlane? Yeah, I thought so. I mean, it wasn't his. Sometimes it takes a while for an artist to get into his own. But yeah. Here we go. Let's go Turtles. What is this? First printing, 9.6. I think there's also a 9.4 in this auction as well. So let's look Turtles, number 1, and a 9.6. Let's see how that is doing. So this one sold for 54. Yep, it's on there. Okay, so previous sales, none for 2023. Only one in 2022, and it was on 69,000. And then one in 2021 was between 78 and 66,000. So not as good as then, but not terrible. It's not like really that low. Like from the previous sale in 2022, you know, it's down probably, doing math right now, 20%-ish. So, I mean, if you guys watch my channel, you'll see like things where it's like dropped by 70%, you know. So, not nearly as bad. This is 35-cent variant. Yeah, some of these are just going to be too, let's see this Hulk one in a 6.0, because I love the Hulk, that's why. Some of these are just going to be too rare to really actually see and get a good gauge where it's like, oh yeah, it comes up once every year or two, or, you know, there's not that many sales to compare it to. So it's just really hard to gauge at that point, because like I said, it's like, if you really want this Detective 33, one comes up once a year, so you either go big or go home. All right, is this the right one? Yep, 45,000. So we compare it to other things going on. I like to look at other things. So 7.0 selling for 63. This one sold for 45. We compare it to the one in hits. Okay, none in 2023. 2022. It's on the low end, obviously, like not even there. Better than 2021. So, yeah. So it went from its peak was 63,000, but also let's see how many sold in 2022. Went for 63, and then it's right around 55 is probably what it's worth. So down a little bit. Not good. That's not terrible. Okay, these are all going to be super rare. I like that cover. I used to have one. Whoa. Is it 8.0 for 38,000? 8.0 for 33,000. So we got two 8.0s. Let's look at that. Tailspins. 39. And I know some of you guys don't have the GPA. It's behind a paywall. I think it's $10 a month. But this way, if you guys don't have it, you can kind of see what actual sales are going for, because a lot of people don't know. Their only guess is either going through Heritage like this, or they go on eBay and look at sold stuff, or sometimes it's rare they go on eBay and they look at like what people are pricing stuff at, which is never real. You know, people always price stuff at ridiculous things. Okay. So we're at 2. That's it, 2 this year, and it's all in March, 38 and 33. Dang. In 2021, one sold for 90. I don't know how legit that is. That just seems outrageous. That seems like double. I don't know. Is there a sales attached? Nope, no sale attached to it. So it's probably wrong. Usually it has a link here. Right here I can click. I'll show you what it looks like. See how there's a little dash underneath? Means I can click it and it'll bring me to the sale. That doesn't have it, so take that with a massive grain of salt, because it goes, look, the previous one was 37,000 and then jumps up to 90. It's almost 3 times. I don't think so. So let's go off of this one. 2022 got 46 and 43, so it's down slightly from that. I'm sure people want me to look at this Ultimate Fallout 4. I don't understand why this book is so expensive. I'm not talking about the normal edition. I'm talking about this variant. It's just like one of those things where it gets to this point where gets to this level, and people, just stays at that level. Variant. Okay, so this one sold for 33. Yep, 33. That's not even really down. Look at that. Barely at all. Barely at all. Sold for 33. Look at that. You could have got one in 2011 for $150. This year alone, one sold for 43. Now this one sold for 33. Compared to 2022, it's down from its low, yeah. But it's beating 2021, which is weird because that was when the comic boom was, right? Or am I mistaken? Yeah, that was. Yeah. So, not bad. I don't really consider that bad. Tomb of Dracula. Should we even look at this one? Tomb of Dracula. Let's look at this. This one I would imagine would be dropping because I don't even know what's going on with Blade in general, the TV show, movie, whatever it's doing. It's just dropping directors, dropping this, dropping that. So 33, up from the previous one, which is 2022. So beat out September's. It's actually right around what 2022 was. So not bad. So we got XMen 1 and a 7.5. I'll probably jump down a little lower to, these are all still super expensive, so I'll jump down into like the $5,000 to $10,000 range, somewhere in there. 7.5. So we got 32 something. 32. Oh, ouch. This one's not good. So this one has lots of sales data. We can go up 66, 75, 63, 57, 78, 85 in 2022. And then, oh, this 85 doesn't even have I can't click anything. But it's close. It's close to the 78, so it could be more realistic. But still, it's dropped by half. How's the other ones doing? Yeah, it looks like XMen's doing terrible. Okay, let's just jump down. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Lots of cool stuff in there. First, Dr. Fate. Let's jump even further. Okay, let's see how the Swamp Thing is doing. Swamp Thing, 9.4. Yeah, I was so frustrated. I was spending so much time. It's already 3 o'clock my time, and I was just trying to get some kind of software to work. Okay, so this one's not inputted in yet. So it looks like the GPA is like 2-3 days behind. So 15,600. Okay, blew it out of the water, obviously. This one sold in January for 11,000. This one sold for 15,000. So up by like 50% from an already massively trending up. Maybe I'll put this on comic books going up thing. So massively going up. Obviously, they announced Swamp Thing. So not all comics are going down. See, this one is literally went 50% up from its previously already record-breaking thing. So it broke a record in January by going up by 50%, and then another 50% in a few months. So to all those people, oh, the Black Lotus. I've always wanted to have one of those, Black Lotus. What does this go for? Alex Ross. This is very cool. That's cool. I like that. Okay, let's try to find something. I think I'm gonna go off of memory here, and I think this one was around like 18,000 was the peak. Literally, it's going on. I tried to bid on this. I wanted this. I did not get it. Very rare. Okay, Werewolf by Night, 32. Let's look at this one, and then we'll look at a few more. Okay, 9.6. 9.6. Is this in here? Yep, this is the one that's in there. Ooh, massive. Look at that. Boom. So it's all the way back to 2020 prices. Now, that has not only to do with the comic boom, but that also has to do with the hype of the Moon Knight TV show and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Moon Knight taking a beating. Let's see, what else we got in here? I just picked up, but mine was a 9.6, though. I think I just picked up a 9.6 of this. I don't really like going off of like sign stuff because it's just so much harder to. I bet you this thing's down. SpiderMan 121. I bet it's down. I feel like certain books got hyped up higher than they should have been during the comic boom. Yeah, obviously a lot of books went up too high, but I feel like this one went too high for not really a good enough reason. Let's see, what it sell for. It sold for 7,200. And I was wrong. Well, okay, what did it go up to? It peaked at 9,300 down here. Let's see, 9,300. And one sold for 72. So, dang, this one sold for $5,000 just a few months ago. Man, imagine you picked that one up. Another one sold for 5,400, or two sold for $5,000, and then this one sells for 7,200. So it's actually not doing that bad. I was completely wrong. My gut reaction. That was interesting. I guess one thing is way off. Tomb Dracula will probably be down. Nah, but I could be wrong. I said that literally about the last one. Okay, let's get through some of this Golden Age stuff. Most of this Golden Age, I imagine, will be doing pretty well. Like, let's look at this Captain America, 18. I bet it'll be doing pretty well. But it's going to be so hard to tell because there's not going to be that many sales. 18 in a 6.5. Okay. Yeah. It's up. The previous one, last one sold was a year ago, and it sold 42, and it's up. Yeah. Golden Age, that's why I'm always, Golden Age, rare stuff will do well. That's the stuff that will always do well. Like top grades, those are the ones that have the biggest swings. So if you got like a 9.8 or something of this Conan, it's gonna have the biggest swings because they go up the most, they go down the most, just because they're the more rare and they're more susceptible to just like FOMO. So like you've seen some of those books, like, but if you get this like more, like obviously moderns are the worst. Moderns are by far the worst to variance in their price because they're cheap enough where a lot of people can afford them. And so, you get some YouTuber saying some news about some book, all of a sudden that book could like double, triple in price overnight. A bunch of people run out and get it, all this kind of stuff. So they're the most susceptible. Then like 9.8s of stuff will have big swings because it also costs a lot to get 9.8s. I'm talking about 9.8s of like, like a Werewolf by Night 32. You won't see probably as big as swings. You still see dipping, but you won't see as big in the lower grades just because it's, you buy something like you really want it and you want the best, so you pay 10 grand, you pay top dollar for it, and then all of a sudden it's like one pops up in auction, and then everything's like going in the toilets. And now, we just showed you that was that SpiderMan 121. Just a few months ago, two sold for $5 grand. Now they sell for $7,200. Look at that huge difference right there. If you go off the $5 grand number, you're almost going up 50% because $5 grand, half of that is $2,500. Add that on, you're looking at $7,500. So within a few months, you just added 50% of your value. You didn't really have to do anything. There's risk in buying the thing, but it's not like you're buying a raw comic book and submitting. You're like, oh, I hope I get a 9.8, and then you got 9.2. So then you're screwed. So, but look, there's deals to be had. I always preach like look for good deals, put in a bid, you might win it. Two sold for 50. Like 5,100 or whatever it was. Funny pages. Okay, that's gonna be like a highest grade. Okay, let's get into something. Come on, do you have anything for like $2 grand that's not like a Golden Age? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Iron Man Submariner number 1, 9.6, 9 highest grade. Not even the second highest grade is actually the third highest grade because there is a 9.9. And that came from my dad's collection. Not his personal collection, a collection he got that I was there when I was a little kid. See? 9.9. 9. All right, 9.6. Let's see what this one. This one sold for $3,800. Okay, so it doesn't have it on here, but this one is in January, sold for 32. So up from January's numbers, which I feel like I've been seeing a lot. They've been doing better than at least January's numbers, if there's a comparable for January's. Now, compared to 2022, it's right around here. So it's not the highest, but it's not the lowest, and it's pretty close. So it doesn't seem that bad. Now, we have this one, wherever it is, right here for $6 grand. Oh, we do have a verified sale. Oh, that's nice. It says it sells for 6, but it's really, oh, did you guys see that? Didn't it say 4,700? Am I blind? 4,700, yeah, 4,700, then it changes 6. Don't know what's going on with Comic Connect. That is odd. Look at this. 4,700, $6 grand. What's going on? Is it really 4,700? Because that, oh, watch this. The date changes too. Oh, no, it doesn't change. What is changing? I'm trying to look at it. Sold on, ended on. Okay, that's what's changing. That's weird. What is going on? So to me, it should be 4,700. I think that's what it really is. Because that would make more sense. Because it's right around that. $6,000 seems ridiculous. Especially for this book. It's not like it's rare. So yeah. So I would say it's around. So it's not really down that much. 3,800 from a peak of 4,700. Not really. I mean, it's down. It's not up, but it's not that bad. All right, let's see if we find anything else that's interesting. San Diego Wizards. What's that newsstand one sold for like a ridiculous amount? I don't have this one saved. Wizard. This like out of nowhere just became super expensive. I don't know why. Okay, yeah. A newsstand 9.8 sold for $18,000. No other sales. San Diego Comic-Con sold for $75,000. A normal Wizards file copy, selling for $31,000 for a 9.8. Is this a 9.8? Yeah. So sold for half of the previous one. Now I think this one is because this one all of a sudden sells for $18,000, and so then this person's like, oh, I'm gonna get this. This is gonna be super rare too. Which I would imagine it would be actually kind of more rare than the newsstand, because I feel like it would be like a Comic-Con exclusive, which would be more rare than the newsstand. Plus, just my personal taste, I think having the little newsstand, the Comic-Con toucan, is more of attractive than seeing a barcode. And that's the only variance. That's the only difference, is it just has a barcode. Now, you could argue that a lot of people kept this in like really nice shape, as opposed to a newsstand. People would go to the newsstand, what is this, and read through it. So it might be harder to find a newsstand copy in a 9.8. So there's that. This is going to be massively down. Oh yeah, I saw this. Okay, so this one went for 2,800. Now, there was I remember seeing this will be the last one. Okay, I remember seeing a 9.8 CGC on here as well. So, I don't know what the price was. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so probably going to be the next page, or the previous page. I'm pretty sure. I could have swore I saw Iron Fist. Right here. Yeah, I did. See? I'm not crazy. Okay, here we go. For all you guys keep telling me about CBCS gets good prices, yada, yada, yada. Now, depending on the value of the book, right? If this was probably a 9.0, you would probably get a very similar price of CGC versus CBCS. But compare this to a top grade, it's not even close. And I try to tell this to people all the time, and I always get comments, and I'm like, look, like, now here's a real world experience, ended on the same day, same grade. Now, I'll be stupid if it's like something's wrong with it, like restored. Okay, not signed, nothing going on with it, just a normal, run-of-the-mill Iron Fist 14.98. Now, it's obviously not run-of-the-mill, but nothing special. Not signed, no restoration, whatever. But this one, 9.8. Now, it has this little seal of CVA, just means it looks nice, but it's a 9.8. They're all going to look nice. So this isn't signed, nothing like that. 5,000, 2,900. 5,000, 2,900. Both 9.8s, white pages, white pages. Now you could say centering and all that kind of stuff. There's no white showing. It looks pretty centered to me based off the pictures. Just saying, same day. These ended the exact same day. They would have been right next to each other. So you would think the person that bid up the person to a, 5,000 for this one, and they lost, they would be right under. So their bid would have been 4,900. You'd think they would go and bid on this one as well and move that one up to, well, I mean, you need two people to bid it up. But you'd think there'd be multiple people bidding this one up to 5,000, just like there'd be, this one should have went a lot closer. Like, I didn't get the 9.8 CGC one, I'll go for the CPCS. So again, if this was a lower grade, like a 9.0, I could see this going for a very similar price. But when you get to super rare and top grades, this is where it matters. And the reason why is probably because a 9.0 and a 9.2 and an 8.5 are around the same price. Okay, so let's look at it. A 9.2 is around, averaging 719. 9.0 is averaging 630, and 8.5 is averaging 530. So they're all within $100 of each other. So if I was getting a 9.0 and I get it in, it's like a CGC or a CBCS 9.0. It's like, okay, what if this is like an 8.5? It's not really going to affect very much. But when it comes to top grades, it is. So let's just compare. Oh, dang. This went up. So $5,000, 5,500, but it actually, this one sold for 5,000. What's this? Auction? Nope. No verification. Buy it now. Could be. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's still pretty high and pretty close to everything else. Almost to the top end of 2022. So not doing bad. Did a lot better. Did pretty well. I would put that as good. Which means it's not really dropping anymore. I think Golden Age is fine. Golden Age are always fine. It's not a big deal. But I feel like a lot of these Bronze and Silver Age keys, I feel like the worst is over. I'm not saying that it's not going to go down anymore, but I don't think it's going to be massively going down much of anything. But to end the conversation, end this video, once again, when I explain these people, just show them this video. I'll make this a clip or something maybe. And like, this is the difference. Same exact day. Nearly half. Not somewhere around there, half. So that will be it. I hope you guys learned something and enjoy this. Have a good